Hey, friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
And it's time for us to react to those other guys. Dave Meltzer's Wrestling Observer newsletter has dropped. And within the newsletter, Larson, of course, is his star ratings for AEW All Out, which happened, was been like
nearly a week ago.
What? So long ago. So long ago.
Yeah.
But they're fresh for him. They're fresh for the newsletter. And so we're going to give you guys our reactions. And the way we do this, whenever there's a pay-per-view and Meltzer drops some star ratings, one of us, in this case, Larson, is going to be in the hot seat to guess what Dave Meltzer rated these matches. And then when the answer is revealed, we react like,
well, usually it's, quarter of a star off again.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So
usually we're just upset with ourselves for not guessing properly.
Yeah. For not being able to read the mind of the Wrestling Observer himself.
We've got this competition in us. Anyways.
We do.
Are you ready?
Am I ready? Yeah, I guess.
All right. Well,
ready I'm going to be. I'm trying all day to not spoil them. They're all over social media to wake up on a Friday morning post pay-per-view. Yeah, let's get after it. Sure.
I will say this, and this might actually hamper you. It's a tight window for most of these.
I know, that's the thing, and it's a double-edged sword.
With one exception.
With one exception, eh?
With one exception, I think. But otherwise, an incredibly tight window. So, man, we're looking at you're gonna have like 3 options basically.
Maybe let's say 4.5 stars for every match. Maybe they'll get 3 of 8.
Well, let's go ahead and see if that strategy would pan out for you, Larson. Let's go ahead and start with, of course, we're doing the main card. We don't watch the kickoff show. Meltzer does, though, because he rated all those.
He does.
If we added that, by the way, the window would would go way bigger.
Yeah, it would shift dramatically, yeah.
It would. Okay. MJF versus Daniel Garcia. This match took 23 minutes, 41 seconds. Probably could have taken 13 minutes, 41 seconds.
No, it was a good match. It was really good.
It was good. We'll see what Dave Meltzer has to say about it, though. Garcia attacked MJF before the bell. Garcia's head was all wrapped up from the blood angle on Wednesday. MJF tried a vertical suplex, and Garcia from that upside-down position with kneeing him in the head, and both went over the top rope. Okay, this is where I look for editorializing. They went to near falls and then submissions. MJF had a crossface but gave it up to sell the neck. Garcia used a sharpshooter. MJF came back with a Fujiwara armbar and Clarky Cat, but Garcia made the ropes. Don't know what that is either. Garcia used a pile driver for a near fall, but with the ref distracted, MJF used a low blow and cradle for the pin. MJF offered a handshake after the match. They shook hands, but Garcia gave MJF a low blow and pile driver off the middle row. Buddy, there is no editorializing.
Oh,
Garcia
dear.
then kissed him. That's
I think I gave this one 4.25 or 4 stars. I don't remember which one it was. Dave will probably go higher. You know, I said at the beginning, I'm gonna go 4.5. That's my default for all these matches. 4.5.
You're on the board.
Yeah.
You're on the board.
Yeah.
All right.
Got a new strategy with these AEW shows.
Well, remember that one time we were doing the vintage reviews and we did NXT?
Yeah.
And I literally just did like 4.25 for everything, and I got like 3 of 5. Anyway,
You did.
Young Bucks versus Claudio
I don't know about this one
Castagnoli
being 4.5.
and Wheeler Yuta. This is what Dave has to say. Nick's shoulder was taped up from an injury suffered in the 8-man tag the night before. All right, are you ready for this? Some editorializing. All action, great match. There was no comma. That was a sentence.
I'm surprised
all
it's not in all
great
caps, honestly.
Yuta slammed Nick off the top rope onto a draping mat and used a seatbelt on Matt for a near fall. Matt did a top rope senton on Yuta, and Nick came off the apron with a Hurricane Rana on Castagnoli. Yuta did a tope on Nick, and Castagnoli did an 18-rep giant swing on Matt, who kicked out. Boy, he was paying attention today.
18 reps, huh?
Yeah, 18-rep giant swing. As advertised, Castagnoli suplexed Matt and threw Yuta off the top rope with a rocket launcher, but Matt got his knees up and then cradled Yuta for the 3 count. What did he give this match? He said All action, great match. How many stars is that?
So if I remember correctly, when we were doing our reactions last week for Bash in Berlin, 2 matches he said were great, both of which he gave 4.5 stars. I'm going to say 4.5 stars.
He only gave it 4. How does he say all action, great match and only give it 4 stars? And the other one he didn't say anything about.
This is very confusing.
Mm-hmm.
What's great for Dave? What's great?
It's nebulous. Nebulous.
You got that right, buddy. This is the issue when you don't have an upper limit for your star rating system.
Mm-hmm.
Great can be anywhere from 3.5 to 5.25.
For real. Speaking of great, the great Will Ospreay retained his international title over Pac in 20 minutes and 35 seconds. All right, let's see. Oh, here we go, dude. You got to really pay attention. This starts off with some editorializing.
Good.
I believe the kids call it glazing. He says, you could tell this was a crowd into the idea of great matches because they went nuts at the start of this match. This was just a different level of speed, agility, and crispness with the most heat by far of anything on the show. Pac did a sky twister off the top to the floor. Pac did a springboard into a drop kick. Ospreay did a sky twister off the top rope to the floor. They showed Ricochet watching. Both kicked the other and did a double down and then started slapping each other in the face on the ground. Let's see here. Oh, here we go. It was all big spots with great reaction. This was like the anti-WWE big match in the sense a WWE big match is all about doing all the moves built up on television for near falls. This was all about teasing, doing exactly the same thing, but adding a new twist or a reversal to where you don't know how the move is ending up, which comes from the Kenny Omega big match playbook. Wow. He's raw-gating Ospreay and Omega here.
Yeah.
Pac went for a tombstone. Ospreay reversed, but then dropped him selling. Ospreay missed hidden blade. Okay, hold on. Pac did a German suplex on the apron, and I cringed watching Ospreay take that bump. You want to be able to still do this in 10 years, he exclaims through the newsletter to Will Ospreay. This is a lot here. This is like fucking Meltzer's on a roller coaster.
You really like this match. I think on the episode of radio right after All Out, or one of the subsequent ones, he said, in any other year, this would be the best match of the year for AEW, one of the best matches of the year.
Well, yeah. So Ospreay, keep that in mind then.
No,
Ospreay made the ropes. Pac went for the Black Arrow, but Ospreay got his knees up and cradled him for a near fall. Usually I'm not a fan of doing the finish of the prior match in the next match, but this was perfectly thought and done as a near fall. One crazy move after another until Ospreay used a power bomb and Pac reversed into the crispest Hurricane Rana you'll ever see for a near fall, Larson. It was so incredible. It got a standing ovation, and I was told from people live in the building it was shaking. Dude, I honestly, you can't write this shit. If I wrote this, people would be like, oh, Meltzer's never like that.
Yeah.
Ospreay reversed and hit the hidden blade for a near fall. Pac did a top rope poison Rana, and Ospreay landed on his feet and did a flying hidden blade and jackknife cradle for a near fall. Ospreay ended up winning with an Os cutter, a stormbreaker into a Styles Clash, and a hidden blade. What star rating did Dave Meltzer give this epic confrontation, which had the building literally shaking to its very foundations?
So without a doubt, it's over 5 stars. Without a doubt, it's Ospreay, it's Pac. The superlatives he's using throughout that write-up would lead me to believe that anything less than 5 stars would be foolish to guess. So I went back and looked. The highest rated match he's given for AEW bout this year, I think, at least for pay-per-view, is Ospreay versus Takeshita. 5 3/4 he gave that one. And now I don't know, obviously that was back at Revolution, so in March. I don't recall if he was so over the top in the praise of that bout like this one.
I don't recall either.
So I feel like it's going to be somewhere between 5 1/4 and 6 stars. I don't know if he's going to go to 6. When he starts doing 6, he starts talking this is one of the greatest matches of all time type territory. And he didn't get to that in this write-up. Gosh. So that means it's somewhere between 5 1/4 and 5 3/4. I'll say 5 3/4.
So close. It was literally in between 5 1/4 and 5 3/4, which, as you know, being a man of science and math, is 5.5.
5.5.
You did. Honestly, that was really good logic on your part. I've never heard this guy glaze a match to this extent. Except
that's why I thought it'd be the higher the scores.
Omega, yeah. All right, let's go ahead and move on now to Chris Statlander versus Willow Nightingale. Dave says this. This was not a normal crowd because they were so loud for the prior match, and then these two came out, and even before they did anything, the crowd was up for them. Nightingale came out fast with a pounce, a buckle bomb, and a cannonball. Statlander did a chair to the back and a power bomb off the apron onto the announcer's table that collapsed twice. She came out off the top rope to the floor with a swanton, but Nightingale moved and she went through the table. But by accident, Nightingale didn't get out of the way fast enough, and her legs from that height hit Nightingale in the back of the head. Nightingale pounced her through the barricade. Statlander suplexed her on the ramp. Stokely Hathaway brought out a garbage can filled with weapons. Nightingale hit Statlander over the head with 3 light tubes. I'm trying to get to some editorializing here. Give me one moment. All right, we're just going to go to the finish here. Statlander pull out another chain. I mean, I'll give you this much. In terms of description, it is a pretty lengthy write-up.
Yeah. That's not always indicative of the score he's going to give it, but yeah.
Statlander got the chain and used a discus clothesline with the chain for a near fall. Statlander pulled out another chain and attached it to Nightingale's wrist, and now we had a chain match. Nightingale used a spine buster on the thumbtacks. Statlander won via tombstone piledriver and then wrapped the chain around Nightingale's head and mouth and pulled hard and got the submission. What star rating did David Meltzer give this match?
So we both gave it 4.5. I said my default for this is going to be 4.5. Let's see if all of our kachas are aligned. 4.5 stars.
Not quite aligned. 4 3/4.
Oh.
I almost gave this thing 5. Dave was in a good mood. He gave this match a higher rating than we did.
I know.
All right.
Still, all right, 1 for 4.
Match.
So
all
close.
Right.
So close.
Here we go. Kazuchika Okada versus Takeshita, Orange Cassidy, Mark Briscoe for the Continental title. This is what Meltzer had to say. Takeshita's left shoulder was all taped up from a bad landing when Mortos failed to press him over the head off the top rope, and Takeshita fell and landed right on his shoulder. Okay. There was a spot where one guy after another did a suplex. Cassidy got a big pop for his vertical suplex on Takeshita. The crowd most wanted to see Okada versus Takeshita. They teased it early and Cassidy joined in and they booed Cassidy. They knew this would be the case when agenting because they kept them apart until late. Okada went for Rainmaker, but Takeshita turned into a blue thunderbomb for a near fall. Takeshita did a top rope superplex on Cassidy. Briscoe did a froggy bow elbow on Takeshita, but Okada saved. Okada hit an elbow off the top on Briscoe. Here we go. Cassidy got a great near fall, but then Okada hit the Rainmaker on Cassidy for the pin. This was a great match that built up a future Okada versus Takeshita match as something big. What score did Dave Meltzer give
So
this
previously match? He established great as 4 stars because that's what he gave Young Bucks versus Blackpool Combat Club. So I'll say he gave this 4 stars.
So close. 4 1/4. 4 1/4. What's crazy, because he said this was a great match. That one, he said, great match, big action.
Yeah.
An extra superlative.
You'd think we get the higher score then.
A higher rating for this
and one. It didn't.
Without the extra superlative.
This is why Dave is so vexing with his star ratings.
Quite vexing.
There's no consistency.
All right. Well, let's talk about that. Mercedes Monae versus Hikaru Shida for the TBS title. The crowd was really loud early, so this was nothing like the Wembley match where the crowd was dead. But these two just weren't close to the rest of the matches on the main card. Shida did 4 drop kicks in the horse collar, but Monae made the ropes. There was some sloppy stuff. Shida did a nice Frankensteiner, but missed a drop kick. Monae did the old bank statement, but Shida made the ropes. Monae did a sunset flip powerbomb and double knees for a near fall. Monae came off the top rope, but Shida got her knees up. Shida hit 3 Falcon Arrows for a near fall. Shida hit the katana, but Monae kicked out at 1. Both ended up in a tug of war over a kendo stick. Shida used it to pull Mo into the post. Shida had the kendo stick, but refused to use it. The finish saw Monae hit a chop block and the moneymaker for the pin. Probably the shortest write-up on the show. Take that for what you will. What did Dave Meltzer give this match?
Didn't seem very into it. So he gave it 3 1/4.
2 3/4.
Wow.
Didn't even give it the old 3 stars.
Wow.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Not a fan of that one, he was.
Not a fan. All right, next up, we've got Bryan Danielson.
I need to get these next 2.
Versus, what are you sitting at
I'm
right
at
now?
1-6 right now.
Eek. Bryan Danielson.
Really thought there'd be a lot more 4.5-star matches, to be perfectly honest with you.
I'll be honest with you. That's what I thought I saw, too. Bryan Danielson versus Jack Perry. The crowd was really into this one. Perry was going arm drags early, and Danielson did a Romero special and springboard flip dive. I'm going to try. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Pay attention. This match had great technical wrestling. Perry used the dragon sleeper and went for another one on apron, but Danielson landed kicks. Danielson went for the Busaki knee, but Perry caught him in the snare trap. Danielson made the ropes. Okay, there's some stuff here. Danielson accidentally drop kicked referee Bryce Remsburg. Danielson took Perry out with a back suplex, but with the ref down, the Young Bucks interfered. They did the Indie Taker on Danielson. Castiglione and Yuta came in and chased the Young Bucks to the back. Perry used a running knee to the side of the head for a near fall. Perry stomped the hell out of Danielson. Perry did a yes chant, but instead flipped everyone off. Danielson hit the Busaki knee, and boy, did Perry sell that great. They're on their knees, trading elbows and threw great forearms back and forth. Danielson hit another Busaki knee for a near fall, then stomped the hell out of him and hit another Busaki knee for the pin. What did Dave Meltzer give this match?
Yeah, he used great. He said great technical. So great is so far is anywhere between 4 and 4 1/4. Like this one was better than the Young Bucks match. I'll say he gave it 4 1/4.
4 3/4.
That wasn't a 4 3/4 star match.
What do we give this one?
You gave it 3 3/4. I gave it 3.5.
Oh my goodness!
It wasn't a 4 3/4 match. No.
He loves Danielson. You know
he does, but like
he's
gave
named
he
after
gave,
the award for wrestling.
He gave. So he said. So Swerve versus Danielson at All In was a 1/2 star better than Danielson and Jack Perry, according to him. Swerve and Danielson was far and away better than that match.
That 1/2 star for Meltzer is kind of everything, dude. You know, like when you go from 4 3/4 to 5 1/4, you're like, you know, going from, I don't know. It's Meltzer. Anyways, let's see here.
All right, I'm 1-7. I need this one. I need it.
You have to get this one.
I need it.
You need to get this one. Adam Page versus Swerve Strickland. Now, for context here, I gave this 6 stars. Steve shot this one to the moon. Larson, what'd you give it?
4.5.
All right.
At the time, because I'd still processing everything that happened.
All right, let's see what
I almost gave it no rating, not because I didn't think it was good. I thought it was excellent. I just thought I couldn't think of a star rating to really encapsulate my feelings on it.
You were like, this thing is a dud.
Oh, far from it.
I don't want to see a guy get CTE dud.
Thought it was great.
No. All right, here we go. This is what Dave Meltzer had to say. Even though Paige was the heel, the crowd was cheering both men early. Strickland hit the house call right away, but wouldn't try to finish him that early. Paige got a staple gun and was stapling him in the chest. Strickland started bleeding from the chest and laughing at Paige. Strickland got the staple gun and started stapling Paige. He stapled a family photo to Paige's face, and Paige was bleeding from the cheek. Paige started arguing with ref Mike Posey, and Strickland hit another house call, and then Strickland did a buckshot lariat off the back of Posey. Strickland gave Paige a dead eye on the cinder block. Paige's back was all scraped up from that. Fans chanted, "We want fire," and everyone actually did expect fire, stemming from the idea Paige torched his house. Strickland did the Del Rio double foot stomp off the top rope and put Paige through a table. Paige then got a burned wooden spike from the burned house for a weapon. Strickland got it and jabbed it into Paige's head. The Paige came back with a low blow and powerbombed Strickland on the cinder block. The way Strickland landed looked like it could have broken his back, as it was very similar to the landing that ended the career of Rick Rude. Strickland came back with a house call into the cage for a near fall. Paige powerbombed him from nearly the top of the cage. Fans were chanting for Paige heavily at this point. Paige hit the Deadeye, but Strickland kicked out again. Paige hit Strickland with a chair and told him to beg for mercy. He did another chair shot, and Strickland was laughing at him. Then Strickland collapsed, and Paige yelled at him to beg. Paige pulled out Strickland's grill. He then pulled out a hypodermic needle and put it in Strickland's mouth and used the needle to shoot him through the cheek and hit a sick chair shot to the head and got the pin, with the chair shot leading to an injury angle. That's all you get.
It's nothing.
Nothing.
He probably wrote about it more above the star rating section. He's doing the overall things about the show.
I'll give you this much. He gave it an actual rating.
All right. And nothing in there seemed like it was going to be a match you didn't rate.
Right. You're just lost in an ocean of stars here, man. No direction.
No direction. I know. And
compass fell overboard.
There wasn't the hyperbole.
Right.
When describing this one, that there was the Ospreay Pac match, so I feel like it's going to be lower than that.
Okay.
This match was without a doubt better than Danielson Jack Perry. By any conceivable measure.
Okay.
And he gave that one, I'll say he gave it 5 stars. I'm guessing that's going to be too high, but I'll say 5 stars.
He was bookended by original thesis, 4.5 stars.
Damn.
Same as you. Your Contras were aligned with Dave Meltzer.
Damn.
But so many different options on the table here. A lot going on. Weird pay-per-view for Meltzer.
I just don't get how both. There's 3 matches I think he described as great. Yeah. One got 4 stars. One got 4.25. The other got 4.75.
Yeah, right. That's a wide berth.
That's a very wide range.
Swath of possibilities there with one adjective.
One adjective.
Look at the adjective.
Great.
But what does it mean? 4, 4.25, 4.75.
Something that's not great. My effort today, I stunk the place up.
No, your effort was there, but sometimes you need a little bit of luck. You need a leap of faith. Faith of the heart, maybe. It's been a long road getting from there to here.
I guess so. Well, thanks for joining us, everybody. I'm feeling pretty dejected right now.
Right. Bad way to go into the weekend.
It really is. I'm gonna go make myself some lunch. I don't know what.
Well, hey, we got the SmackDown stream tonight. Maybe you can win some channel points.
Yeah.
Is Roman going to show up? Is Jimmy going to show up?
Is The Rock going to show up?
SmackDown going to be okay? Is it going to be good tonight? These are all good questions. Put channel points on all that stuff, man.
Of course.
Anyways, do us a solid. Hit that thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button and the notify bell. And we'll see you guys around.
Goodbye.